So you've been working in this organization for some time now, and you feel this need to move from being just another employee to stepping up as a leader before you even get the title. And someone once said, his name is David Goggins, you have to be willing to go to war with yourself to create a whole new identity. Basically, we cannot stay the same and expect a different outcome. Leadership is a mindset. So in this video, I'm sharing with you 7 practical ways to make the mindset shift necessary to move from employee to leader starting today. Hi, welcome back to my channel. And if we are meeting for the very first time, my name is Nancy. I'm the author of Lead Outwardly Loud, and I'm also a workplace leadership trainer. I do help women in high pressure, ultra competitive jobs transition and settle into leadership roles without depleting their emotional and mental resources. You'll mostly find me here discussing topics on matters of leadership, professional growth, career advancement, all the while protecting your inner well-being. So if this is the kind of content that resonates with you, kindly consider subscribing. Press the notification bell and you'll get an alert whenever I release a new video. If you love the sun, stay with me till the end of this video. You know, we're just a few days away from spring as I shoot this video. So I'll be using this acronym GOSUMMER to unlock the mindset shift that will help you transition into that role that you want to take in leadership so smoothly and in the most natural way possible. If you're ready, I am ready. Let's dive in. Starting with the letter G, which represents growth. You want to develop a growth mindset. Leaders never stop learning. When you are in the business of serving and working with people, every day presents an opportunity to discover a new way of doing things. And this could be the way you handle your teams. It could be the way you address them. The nonverbal feedback that you get from colleagues and company clients. And the more alert you are, the easier it's going to be to pick and address the danger zones. So investing in your growth is going to come in the form of you taking all these learning points, putting them under the microscope, and then challenging yourself to upgrade your skill set and serve better. And this is going to automatically place you in the higher category. So start by reading about the people who've impacted your industry. What were or are their thought processes? You know, how can you adapt that to your daily routine? And you could also consider taking courses, you know, to expand your skills and strengthen yourself in the areas that you're not as confident about in your role. And most of your colleagues may actually hesitate to take up leadership because they are afraid of making mistakes. The throne of judgment is just too hot for them to handle. This could also be an aspect of them not just being ready, but when are we going to be ready? You know, when you're ready, it just might be too late. But the moment you flip that script, you're going to start looking at leadership as a skill worth developing and not necessarily a trait that you're born with. Just think feedback over perfection. This means that you don't have to wait for perfection. Just take action. Ask for feedback, knowing that it may not necessarily be what you want to hear, but it's what you need to know in order to improve and actively work on improving your skill set. And now, instead of saying, I'm not ready, I don't have the experience, you'll tell yourself, I'm stepping up. I'm going to learn as I go. And also, as an employee, it's very, very easy to see challenges as stressful problems that just makes your day harder. But with a growth mindset, challenges are equivalent to opportunities and not obstacles. So you're going to start looking at challenges as rare opportunities to prove your value. And a growth mindset is going to make you step up. Take responsibility. It's going to make you learn from challenges coming your way. It's going to make you open up to constructive criticism. And the more you grow, the more prepared you're going to be, making leadership your natural next step and not just a title that you're waiting to own. The letter O stands for ownership, and this is where you stop thinking, that's not my job, and you subscribe to, how can I contribute to solving this? How can I help move this organization forward? Leaders think in terms of the bigger picture. So if something needs to be done, and they know that they can do it within their capacity, they take it upon themselves and they do it, whether it's in their job description or not. And the plan here is to stop waiting for instructions, to stop asking for permission and present yourself as a solution provider other than just another employee. Just think of the leaders in your organization that you have such deep respect for. There's some qualities about them that just stand out. They're probably big on showing accountability. They don't mind owning tasks. They don't mind owning projects, even the mistakes born of those projects. So you want to show your ability to take initiative. Show that your bosses and other decision makers within the organization can rely on you in high stakes moments. And the starting point here is in proactively solving problems without being asked, so that they can naturally associate you with leadership. Leaders don't promote people based on effort alone. So your level of reliability is going to go a long way. Can you be counted on in times of crisis? Your problem-solving skills should show that you are a leader in action even before the title comes your way. So the next time an opportunity presents itself, resist the urge to say, this went wrong, but it was not entirely my fault. The leader in you would rephrase it as, this is what happened, this is what I have learned, and yes, this is what I'm planning to do to fix it moving forward. And in that simple phrase, you've just proven that you're ready for bigger responsibilities. You have a solution-focused mindset, which makes it easy to gain trust from your colleagues and your leaders alike. And that's a good recipe for accelerating your transition into a leadership role. Also, the next time you notice a problem at work, and while everybody else is running in the opposite direction, make it your issue to figure out a solution. Then let it be a habit. And you're going to find yourself just attracting these roles to you. You're probably telling yourself right now, Nancy, I'm not the kind of person to let my head stick out that way. I'm not wired like that. Our personality types play a very big role here. But now look at the flip side. If you don't take ownership at work, you're probably going to blend with the background, and you'll be waiting to be chosen based on tenure. I've worked here long enough, and I believe I have earned the right to be promoted. It's called entitlement, and that's the easiest way to get overlooked, because there are others who are actively demonstrating their desire to be considered. They're taking initiative when called upon. And just think of the consequences on your emotional well-being of remaining invisible to decision makers because you sabotage yourself. Is it worth it? Up next, SU stands for speak up in meetings, even when you feel nervous. If you've ever been in a meeting where you knew that your contribution was going to be the game changer, but you hesitated to speak, this shift is specifically for you. Leaders are contributors by appointment, and you don't have to wait to be called upon. Even if you feel like your idea is not perfect, voicing your thoughts shows confidence, and confidence sells. Confidence draws people into your world. And the plan here is to establish your presence as a thought leader in that department, then spiral into that organization. So the moment you start sharing personal insights, asking questions that are in alignment with the need of the hour, then you start offering solutions. Even before being solicited, people are going to start seeing you as someone with valuable contributions. And leaders shape discussions. They influence decisions. And in very rare cases, will you find them opting to stay silent, observe silently when there's a need for their contribution. So if in the past you've been telling yourself, let me wait for someone else to say something, I don't want to make a fool out of myself, it's time to change that narrative. Tell yourself, I have an idea. My perspective is going to add value, so I might as well share it now. And to be honest, it's better out than in. And the more you contribute, the more the decision makers in that organization are going to start looking at you as a strategic thinker. And you're also going to notice that speaking up, even if it feels deeply uncomfortable, is going to boost your confidence. It's going to put you on the leadership's radar. One essential skill in leadership is communication. The more you practice expressing your thoughts, the more natural and impactful your communication gets. And as we mentioned just a few minutes ago, confidence sells. So confidence coupled with visibility is going to play a big role in you being considered for leadership. So the next time you find yourself second guessing, saying to yourself, what if my idea is not good enough? Why should anybody listen to me anyway? Try replacing that with, leadership is about taking risks. It's about sharing my thoughts. They don't have to be perfect. And if you'll actually come to notice that if people don't hear from you, they will not know what you bring to the table. So consider the flip side. Staying silent in meetings means that your voice is not going to be heard, which means that you're going to stay invisible when all these roles come calling. So you will have to work twice or even thrice as hard because people have not seen you step up in your natural element. If you can, start by making one small contribution in every meeting. It could be asking a thoughtful question. It could be supporting a colleague's point of view, and then build up from there. The letter M stands for mentorship, mentoring or supporting others. Robin Sharma wrote this book, The Leader Who Had No Title, and I've read it at least 6 times. I still pick something new whenever I open the pages. You don't have to have a leadership title to start leading. Your strength may be someone else's weakness, and your weakness also someone else's strength. So if you want to develop leadership skills, one of the easiest ways would be by helping and mentoring others. And the moment you take it upon yourself to guide a colleague through your skill set, share knowledge for easy workflow, or even support someone else's growth, you're proving to yourself and to others that you can actually lead a team with your feet firmly planted and your ego too diluted to count. You may have noticed this belief among some of your colleagues that helping others actually steals from you, or someone will use your knowledge to beat you to the few elevation opportunities that come up within the organization. This is a scarcity mindset. You can never run out of that which comes naturally to you. So as long as you consistently demonstrate leadership in your day-to-day dealings, your persona is going to keep attracting the opportunities to you. So try looking at it this way. Investing in others is a way of planting and spreading growth seeds. People lift people that they like to lead them. And leadership is not just about individual success. It has more to do with helping others shine too. So people are going to notice those who uplift and genuinely help their colleagues. And also, when you mentor others, you'll naturally be building trust, credibility, influence within your team. And then people are going to start looking at you as that go-to person for guidance. And what better way to strengthen your professional reputation? Just think of your colleagues who are very, very categorical in doing exactly what they're paid to do. And that is the main focus at hand. They do not have time to help anybody else because it's not part of their job description. And then think of that one colleague that you have that you'll just spend 5 minutes with during lunch or tea break. And when you get back to work, you feel like you have an extra pair of wings, and the sky is the limit. Influence is a key part of leadership. So when colleagues and management see you as someone who they can turn to for support, you're positioning yourself as a natural leader. And let's look at the other side of this coin. If you avoid mentoring others, you're going to find yourself missing out on opportunities to prove that you can lead. How else will you showcase your skills? Skills like communication, which is the backbone of leadership, coaching, problem solving, name it, without stepping up. Decision makers are always looking for people who can develop and guide a team effortlessly. And if you've not demonstrated that, you may actually be overlooked, not because you don't have what it takes. Seeing is believing. So if you don't mentor others, you find that it's very easy for you to lose a key opportunity that proves that you are ready for an upgrade to someone else who's been showcasing their skill set. So the next time you see a new colleague struggling with something that you know very, very well, offer to guide them. If someone seems overwhelmed around you, check in, offer support. Start by being someone others can rely on and even learn from. The letters ME stand for managing emotions. You want to learn to manage your emotions under pressure. Leadership comes with a major demand on you for serious accountability, critical thinking on your feet, team members pointing out problems that you're supposed to have solutions to, and this can get stressful. You're going to find yourself on the losing end when you start lashing out at your colleagues, panicking, complaining out loud, and even hyperventilating in plain sight, feeling cornered or even shutting down when things get tough. And they will. It just comes with the office. You are expected to stay composed under pressure, and you know that you're going to get stressed when deadlines are not met, for example. You may experience frustration working with that difficult to work with colleague. Conflicts may arise from clashing personality types within your team. So if you can manage all this without reacting emotionally, people are going to start looking at you as someone that they can rely on in high-stakes situations. And when you choose composure pressure and focus on solutions over that need to vent on how frustrating a situation is, people are going to naturally embrace you for clear thinking and your sense of calm under fire. You know, I worked in an environment where every minute counted towards the success of the duty at hand. Losing a minute could have actually been the differentiating factor between taking off and landing on time, or even circling in the airspace waiting for a landing spot. And this meant proper preparation to manage pressure well and in full composure. This is a muscle that you have to develop, you know, if you want to experience high productivity levels at work, and also have your colleagues and seniors looking at you as leadership material. And you're going to notice that when the emotions run high, it's very easy to make impulsive or reactive decisions, and this can hurt credibility. I've discussed in detail a technique for successfully regulating your emotions in one of my videos, and the idea here is to be able to think more strategically and actually make precise, well thought out decisions rather than just acting on impulse. And if done correctly, you're going to find yourself saying in moments of crisis, you know, let me take a step back, let me assess this situation, and then I'm going to decide on a way forward, instead of, oh my goodness, this is stressing me too much, you know, I better do something, and I better do something now. Accept that in leadership, you're not going to be judged by how you perform when everything is easy. You're going to be judged by how you handle pressure and how you navigate tough calls. And negative news always travels faster. So if you regularly show frustration, stress, anxiety, or even emotional outbursts, your colleagues and your bosses who work with you at close proximity may actually question your ability to handle bigger responsibilities. Reason: teams generally look to leaders for stability. So if you are unpredictable, bordering volatile, and highly reactive, they may actually hesitate to follow you. Just imagine that you're a rock, and every time you lose control of your emotions, you're chipping away at this rock. You're undermining your credibility. You're making it harder for the decision makers in the organization to see you from a leadership standpoint. People prefer to be promoted on merit. You do not want to be promoted out of pity. So the next time you find yourself marinating in that stressful situation, just take a breather and ask yourself, how would a leader handle this situation? Would they be screaming around for everybody and the whole world to see their predicament? Or would they be taking a step back and coming up with ideas specifically to quench the fire? And it helps all the more if you have a boss who already practices this element of calm under pressure, such that you would say, you know, how would Lynn handle this? How would Michael handle this? And if it is a process that is actually slowing everybody else down, you can actually come up with a solution along the lines of, I've noticed this methodology slowing us down. Maybe we could try X and see how we can improve it. That is proactively exercising leadership. And it goes to show that you are thinking in terms of solution at all times and not necessarily problems. If you're still with me up until now, I would love to know where you are watching this video from in the comments section. This brings us to letter R, which stands for relationships. Building relationships across teams. You want to comfortably be able to build relationships beyond your immediate teams. You know, while serving in the aviation industry, I was taught that a person's name is one of the best sounds to their ears, you know, and we had it as a rule of thumb to not only address each other by name, but also to make an effort to learn and address our clients by name. And the effect was almost immediate, you know. A connection was built from that understanding that someone made it their endeavor to call me by name. And then you couple this with the other non-verbal skills like maintaining proper and genuine eye contact, not getting too close into somebody else's private space, and the connections were just built out of mutual respect. So the higher up the ladder you climb, the more in tune you want to be with your teammates. Leaders don't stay in a bubble. You don't want to work in silos. You want to connect with people in the different departments, the different teams, levels, and you're going to learn how the general company works. So the plan here is to get into the habit of interacting directly with your teams when the opportunities present themselves, so that people may know and respect you for who you are. And you'll see that the message lands differently when others unanimously advocate for you for a leadership role. This is the kind of influence that you gain when people can feel your pulse. They can recognize your leadership potential across the different departments. And in leadership, it is quite important that you understand the dealings of the organizations you work for inside and out, beyond your primary role. And as you connect with the different teams, you're actually going to gain insights into other departments' challenges. You're going to get to understand their goals, and should the need arise, you can actually collaborate with these teams and come up with better, more informed solutions. And this moves your mindset from classifying problems as other people's dilemmas and actually being part of the solution. And the plan here is to show that you can be trusted with leadership roles to have an unbiased outlook to challenges. And another thing, you want to note that without strong cross-team connections, it's much harder to gain support from those outside of your department. And this is going to limit your access to opportunities, because seniors and those from other departments do not necessarily know what you're capable of doing, who you are, and what you bring to the table. So start by introducing yourself to colleagues in the different areas. Show genuine interest in what they do. Collaborate with them where possible. And the more they see you as someone who understands the bigger picture, it's going to be much easier for them to propel you into leadership. So, of these mindset shifts, which one would you say is the hardest for you? Kindly let me know in the comments, and if you found this video helpful, I hope you did. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and also press the notifications bell so you don't miss future videos on leadership and career growth. And if you have a moment, check out this video right here on how to be likable as a leader despite your personality type, because once you transition into leadership, you want to serve as the best version of yourself inside and out. See you on the next one. Bye.